I feel like when we left the hotel in Colorado, I left a big bag of grief and trauma on the doorstep.
Check one, check.
So today is a day about just being. Back home from the Dispenza Retreat and feeling grateful, feeling whole, feeling free, feeling happy. It was an interesting concept, trying to be no one, no time, no place, no thing, and pulling out of routine, not checking my phone a lot, actually being on airplane mode, and allowing myself to have the time for me to heal. I feel like when we left the hotel in Colorado, I left a big bag of grief and trauma on the doorstep. I've decided I can no longer let it own me, and I can no longer live in the past. It seems sometimes that we continually tell the same stories over and over again. I'm not sure if it's because we're looking for understanding, or we're looking for acceptance, or we're just living in the past. And living in the past is super unhealthy. Like Dr. Joe says, how long are you going to stay there? And we are the way we are because of our past and experiences and life events that have happened to us. But at some point, you have to take the control back and live your life for you. It's kind of amazing how the first day of the retreat compares to the last day of the retreat. Being put in a room with 2,000 people, just shy of 2,000 people, various backgrounds, various ages, various races, various political views, and the energy and the cohesiveness that when we came together as a group, there was this common thread, this common unspoken connection that we all seem to have. People were there for various reasons, grief, trauma, physical illness, mental illness. One thing that inspired me during the week-long was a note that my son left for me years ago: don't stop the fight for mental health. I never once could have imagined that the fight for mental health that he was referring to would be my own mental health. It's been a struggle the last few years, trying to live up to people's expectations, people expecting that I should act or do or say and live my life according to their narrative. What I found in this past week of being in Colorado for the week-long retreat is I took my life back. One thing that Dr. Joe said many times throughout the week-long is, you're worth it. You need to feel whole. Love yourself. And it's true, and so often I think we forget about that. We forget to love ourselves. Do we even know how to love ourselves? Because we're so busy being pleasers or living our lives according to what everyone else thinks, whether it's our partner, our family, our boss, our neighbors. Everybody has this expectation of how you need to live your life. But we all have stories, and we don't necessarily share all of our stories. In fact, that was kind of the cool thing in Colorado, is that I'm not going to say we were a room of broken people. We were a room of people that wanted to fix our lives, wanted to move forward in a healthy, positive way. It always takes a strong person to ask for help, or a strong person to do personal. It takes a strong person to want personal growth. And although we didn't all regurgitate our stories to each other, the cohesiveness was unbelievable. In fact, the day before we left, we met a couple that was right across the hall from us in the hotel. And we said, at the farewell event, we said, it's kind of like leaving your family behind from a beautiful Christmas event. And the gentleman said, we've never had a Christmas event that was so warm and feeling. This is the reason why we came to the Dispenza Retreat. And I guess we all have a story about family, friends, neighbors, coworkers that have tried to push us back, tried to suppress us, tried to put their narrative on how they expect that we should live our lives. But a retreat like this helps you own your life and actually helps you understand that you are worth it. I can't even begin to explain how empowering that is. And although I didn't hit the pineal gland during the meditation, which is really the extended version of the Big Bang of meditation, there was a connection for sure during the second healing that we had the opportunity to do. I've always had a really hard time thinking about nothing, turning my mind off. And I had started meditating about 4 months ago and thinking about the garbage or thinking about the grocery list or thinking about what's going to be for supper. What's the weather going to be like? Do I need to shovel snow off the steps? Like Dr. Joe says, don't stop trying. Keep trying, keep pushing yourself. You're worth it. So during the second healing that we had the opportunity to do, walking into the ballroom and seeing the Heelys laying down and 6 of us around the chair, pushing our positive energy into the Heely, I had the crazy experience. I can't even explain the actual feeling and the empowerment and the connection that it gave me. So for half an hour, we're meditating in a deep meditative state. We're holding our heart with our hands. And 10 minutes before the healing start, we rub our hands together to bring the positive energy to the person that's healing. We didn't have the opportunity to meet that person. We didn't know their story. We knew nothing about them other than we are all going to pass our positive energy into the person that has signed up for the healing. When I rubbed my hands, and this didn't happen the day before in the healing, when I rubbed my hands together and put them over the Healy, I felt tingles in my hands and warmness, goosebumps rush up my arms, and I saw a really bright light. My eyes were closed, but I saw a really bright light. It was wild. Once the meditation was done and everyone pulled their hands back, this young man sat up, and he reminded me a lot of my son. He was 30. He was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, has a 4-month-old baby at home. He was from the Netherlands. And the first thing he said when he sat up, very emotional, crying, looking at the 6 of us who he's never met before, and he said, I saw a really bright light. It completely empowered me. And although I had signed up to be a Healy to help heal my past trauma and life events, PTSD, grief, loss, when this young man said that he saw a really bright light, I knew it was my light. It was the light and the energy that I was pushing into him for his healing. And although I wasn't chosen as a Healy, I can't even begin to tell you the amount of healing I did helping others. helping this man, helping others, even just talking during our coffee breaks and lunch breaks and breakfast breaks, the connection. It's kind of unbelievable how 1,800 people can connect on an energetic level and not really even have to say anything. I've never been hugged so much and cared for so much. It's kind of like you just felt like you were at home. You were at home because it was safe. It was a safe place to talk about hard things. It was a place where you didn't have to hide your feelings, hide anything. You were raw and real, all trying to move towards a better place, a better existence, a better life, making better choices, and putting yourself first. Putting yourself first, for sure. And really, what's the definition of home? Home is where you feel safe. Home isn't a building, it's not a structure. Home is where you can be your true authentic self, free of judgment, free of bullying, free of opinions, free to be me, because I'm worth it. And that's one thing that Dr. Joe kept driving home. You're worth it. Why wouldn't you want to do the work? And although as I said earlier, I didn't hit the pineal gland in the meditation, I'm not going to stop trying. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. The sense of calm, the sense of peace, the sense of being nothing, nowhere, no time, no space, is incredible. It's such a great way to start your day. I've already broken some habits too of waking up in the morning, checking my phone first thing. Really, what's going to happen between the minute I wake up to an hour later? I'm worth it to have a coffee, have a meditation, set the tone for my day, calm my thoughts, instead of racing around, making the list, got to do this, got to do that, got to do this. Time is something I think we all take for granted, and I need to make the best use of my time in this journey moving forward, this healing journey, because I know I'm worth it. So today, just reflecting on the fabulous week we had. And I know at the beginning, I thought it was kind of weird that some of these people had been to 2, 3, 4 retreats. And I thought, well, so what, are they slow learners? They didn't get anything out of the first one. After coming back from the first one, I can see where you would want to go to another one. Just that feeling of acceptance, feeling whole, feeling comfortable, and feeling good. And I'm sure there's new meditation tips you can learn from each event. But has it been empowering? Absolutely. Has it been life-changing? Yes. Is it going to be life-changing moving forward? Absolutely. Going to make different decisions? Going to make different decisions that matter for me. Going to stop the people-pleasing. Going to stop bringing my bag of grief and trauma with me. That story's been told. I'm here and have lived through some things that have brought me to where I am. The journey forward is going to be bright. It's full of hope. It's full of adventure. And it's full of the new me.